Well, of course, we have been talking about the big news from Mint Street, Panthers firing head coach Frank Reich. And if you're thinking of it, it does feel like they just hired him. It's because they just did.
Yeah, that's right. It's gone by so quickly.
Yeah.
And owner David Tepper hired Reich in January and fired him before the calendar turns to December. Sports director Nick Carboni dug into just how rare that is in the NFL.
Well, coaches have been fired during their first season before, but it is rare and it almost never happens before December. Frank Reich, just the sixth coach in NFL history to be fired before the end of his first campaign. Here's a shot of Reich when he was introduced as head coach on January 31st of this year. Just 300 days later, and here we are. Reich fired after 11 games. That's the fourth shortest tenure for a head coach in NFL history. Bill Belichick, well, he lasted 0 games with the Jets. We'll count that. Technically, he took the job and backed out about a day later. In 1978, the Rams fired George Allen after just 2 exhibition games. Didn't even make it to September. Later that season, the 49ers fired Pete McCulley. Couldn't even find a picture of poor Pete. He lasted just 9 games. He was 1-8. So technically, Reich had the second quickest tenure of any man who coached during the regular season and got the quickest hook in nearly half a century. Now, people recently remember like Lou Holtz and Urban Meyer as coaches who didn't last very long, but they actually lasted longer than Reich, each going 13 games with the Jets and Jags respectively, as did Bobby Petrino with the Falcons before heading back to college. So that's back-to-back years now in which owner David Tepper has fired a coach mid-season. The NFL stands for not for long, especially at this point when you're working for David Tepper.